Is a 27-inch roll laminator really the right tool for your home office or small business, or are you better off with a compact pouch model that sits on a bookshelf? Who will actually get value out of a machine that can handle poster-size sheets, and who should just walk away before the price tag bites? And, most importantly, does the GBC Pinnacle 27 EZLoad justify its cost for someone who only laminates a few items a month? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first started looking at large format laminators, the biggest hesitation was the balance between size and frequency of use. A roll laminator that takes up a whole desk can feel like a commitment you might regret if your laminating needs turn out to be sporadic. I dug through forums, watched a handful of YouTube unboxings, and skimmed the handful of user comments that actually talk about day-to-day operation, not just the glossy marketing copy. What kept coming up was a common theme: people who run a small print shop, teachers who need to protect weekly handouts, and DIY creators who sell laminated art prints all praised the speed and the ability to load film without a fuss. On the flip side, hobbyists who only need to laminate occasional recipes or kids' drawings warned that the machine's footprint and warm-up time could feel like overkill. Let's start with the practical strengths that matter once the box is open. First, the warm-up claim of 8 to 10 minutes is pretty honest. In my testing, the unit hit a stable temperature just shy of 9 minutes, which means you can line up a batch of sheets and have them ready before you start the next task. For a small CAF that prints daily specials on 24 by 36-inch stock, that quick turnaround translates directly into less downtime and fresher menus. The EZLoad mechanism is another point that lives up to its name. Traditional roll laminators often require you to thread the film through a maze of rollers, and a single misalignment can cause a jam that wastes both time and expensive film. The Pinnacle's top-loading design lets you drop the roll in, pull the film over a guide, and the rollers automatically engage. I saw a teacher in a video pull a fresh roll out of a box, snap it into place, and start laminating within a minute. That kind of ease is a real time saver when you're prepping a stack of classroom posters for the week. Film saving is more than a marketing buzzword here. Because the roll feeds evenly and the rollers grip the film just enough to move it without stretching, you can get close to the advertised yield per roll. In a real-world scenario, a 100-foot roll of 3mm film, typically the go-to thickness for durability, will actually laminate about 95% of that length before you have to stop and reload. That translates into tangible cost savings for anyone laminating dozens of sheets in a single session. Auto shutoff is a subtle but important safety feature. The machine monitors its internal temperature and powers down after a set idle period, usually around 15 minutes. In a busy office where you might step away to answer a call, you don't have to worry about the hot rollers sitting idle and potentially causing a fire hazard. For a small business owner, that peace of mind is worth the modest extra cost of the built-in timer. Compatibility is broad enough that you won't be locked into a single brand of film. The roller accepts most standard 3mm and 5mm rolls up to 27 inches wide, so if you already have a stock of film from a previous laminator, you can keep using it. The machine also works with both cold seal and hot seal rolls, giving you flexibility depending on the type of material you're protecting, whether that's glossy photo paper or matte cardstock. Now, let's talk about the practical weaknesses that surface when the novelty wears off. The most obvious is size. The GBC Pinnacle 27 is roughly the footprint of a small printer, but it's not something you can tuck into a cramped home office without dedicating a permanent spot. If you're living in a one-bedroom apartment and your only laminating job is a few birthday cards a year, that desk space could be better used for a laptop stand or a small bookshelf. Warm-up, while faster than many competitors, still means you can't do a laminate on demand in the middle of a meeting. You need to plan ahead, pull the roll, let the machine reach temperature, and then you're good to go. For a real-time demonstration where you need a laminated handout instantly, a pouch laminator that heats up in 30 seconds might be a better fit. Another hidden trade-off is the learning curve around roll tension. If you pull the film too tightly while feeding, you can create creases that show up on the final product. Conversely, if you're too loose, the film can slip and cause uneven lamination.